We are the anchors for Queer News Tonight, and this evening we discuss the queer headlines. Get ready for some wickedness as the new Wicked trailer is launched, starring Cynthia Erivo and Ariana Grande. Premieres November 27th, 2024.
Miami Beach is ready for the Winter Party Festival, February 28th to March 5th, 2024, featuring 14 events, 17 DJs, and a whole lot of Speedos.
Wyoming's House Bill 156 sparked controversy, aiming to block gender-affirming care for transgendered youth, raising concerns about custody and protection.
Queerbaiting, misunderstood and misused, harms individuals rather than holding networks accountable for promising LGBTQ+ representation without delivering.
SFAAA, founded in 1994, began as a small softball league in South Florida. It has now grown into one of the largest LGBTQ+ sports leagues in America. Now they are celebrating their 30th anniversary.
Good evening and welcome to Queer News Tonight. This is the world's first and only LGBTQ+ daily evening television news, broadcasting live and available on demand. Available on all smart televisions, including Roku, Apple TV, Android TV, Amazon Fire TV, Twitch, YouTube, and Facebook. It's time to queer up the news for Tuesday, February 20th, 2024. We are live and literally out of the closet and into the headlines. So many of your important stories we are going to tell this evening on Queer News Tonight.
This is the world's first live daily LGBTQ evening news show, literally out of the closet and into the headlines on Queer News Tonight.
I'm your anchor at Queer News Tonight, Jeff Oliverio. This evening, we bring you the news of and a perspective representing the LGBTQ+ community from South Florida, America, and across our planet.
This is the world's first and unedited live LGBTQ+ evening news show. Whatever happens unique in LGBTQ+ news, you will see it and hear it.
Hotspots Magazine Happening Out Television Network is a nonprofit 501c3 media company in the same model of PBS and NPR, but designed for the LGBTQ+ community. Our mission is to support the 10 pillars of our LGBTQ+ community. We want to inform and educate the key issues of our Black community, Latino, lesbians and queer women, trans, students, youth, seniors, HIV/AIDS, healthcare, business, social justice, and faith. Help us support our community.
We are part of one of the largest LGBTQ+ media companies in America, Hotspots Magazine and Happening Out Television Network.
In 2024, our magazine is celebrating 40 years of the LGBTQ+ experience, and our television news, talk, and entertainment shows support our mission to educate the LGBTQ+ and broader community.
Well, let's welcome our panel tonight. And first up is Adrianna Tender, the program coordinator with Trans Inclusive Group and owner of Tender Loving Care Trans Mentoring. She serves on the National Board of Governors of the Human Rights Campaign and is the vice president of the Dolphin Democrats and on the board of Black LGBTQ Liberation. Welcome, Adrianna.
Hi,
Sounds like you have a lot going on in that intro. You're keeping you busy out there.
Yeah, it definitely keeps me busy.
Tell us what's going on.
Oh my God, I think I'm doing this lip sync, celebrity lip sync with that.
Oh,
person over there.
I think that we, but we're not competing because we're coming from the same family. So yeah.
Right.
I've already initiated into the House of Tender, so we're not competing. Yeah.
It's going to be a lot of fun. You know, all of the money is going towards the
Florida AIDS Walk. Yes.
Yes, and I'm going to be representing Trans Inclusive Group. So I would love to see each and every one of you there. And on top of that, on March 28th, Trans Inclusive Group and a lot of our community partners, we will be celebrating Trans Day of Visibility. Normally that's on the 31st of March, but we're going to be hosting our event on the 28th of March at the Pride Center. It's going to be at 6:30 to 8:30. Beat me there.
Thank you so much. Well, let's welcome Eric Restivo. Eric is well-known for DJing at some of the largest clubs in West Hollywood and has had residencies in Los Angeles, P-Town, New York City, and now Wilton Manors. He is the new television host of The W Boys, focusing on LGBTQ+ love for entertainment, premiering March 15th. Welcome, Eric.
So happy to be back. So nice to see you again. And yes, I'm also competing with Adrianna in Celebrity Lip Sync. It's my second year in a row. It's the nicest audience ever. So they're always supportive, no matter how much of a mess you are throughout the performance. And then every Wednesday, you can catch me at the pub for Not Your Ordinary Trivia. Think charades, think speed rounds of trivia, think finish the lyric, name this quote. It's everything in one game. And right now, the Happening Out Network team is in first place every single week. So come and beat them. Yes.
And I want to just add on for both of you in the lip sync battle that the money going through Florida AIDS Walk is doubled, correct? So I'm all about fundraising, as you know. So so come out and support them. So now let's welcome anchor Christopher Barnhill. Christopher is a native of Washington, D.C., an HIV activist and community leader. If there's one thing you must know about him, Brandy Norwood is his queen. Welcome,
and
Christopher.
happy belated birthday, Brandy. Hope you're watching.
What's going on with you, Christopher?
I mean, there's a lot of stuff going on, but I'm so last minute. It was actually happening today at 7 o'clock. We're having a community conversation at the NWCP Center.
I saw that. It's like a nice event, and that's from
7 to about 9.
10 to 9. Great. And finally, let's welcome anchor Gregg Shapiro. Gregg's 9th book, Refrain in Light, was selected for the Poetry Mutual 10 Best Poetry Books of 2023. His entertainment coverage, including celebrity interviews, runs in a variety of print and online publications. Welcome, Gregg.
I'm so happy to be here. I'm always happy to be here.
Yeah, what's going on in your world, Gregg?
Leaving the house can be a challenge sometimes, so it's always good to be somewhere. So in a couple of weeks, on March 9th, I'm actually going to be taking part in a Zoom reading sponsored by the Hudson Valley Writers Center, and it's to celebrate Barbie's birthday. And so the two poets that are pictured there, the books Denise Duhamel and Justin Brookshire will be reading. I'll be reading Caridad Moro Grunlier, who's been here before on the show, is reading, and James Allen Hall. So lots of queer people, with the exception, I think, of Denise. Everybody else is queer, so it'll be good.
Nice.
Fabulous. On March 15th, the premiere of The W Boys will happen here at Hotspots Happening Out. Here is a tease about what we are all about. Special shout out to my gal pal, John Hayden. Wish you were here. Super excited to take over Fridays with you. We premiere on March 15th. And Jeff, one of the events we are following is the National LGBTQ+ Task Force Winter Party. I'm jealous to not be DJing, but the VIP reception happens March 1st. Tell me more about it.
Yeah, the VIP reception is one of the events that Winter Party holds, and this year is really special. So they're going to be honoring, for the first time, we actually don't usually honor people at this event, but they're honoring Jeff and Todd Delmay, who are local LGBTQ activists. Todd is the new executive director of SAVE, and Jeff is the co-chair of Equality Florida. So two of the most important organizations during an election year being honored at this event, and the task force will be focusing, of course, again this year in an election year on the Queer the Vote campaign, urging LGBTQ people to the polls. So hope you come out, check that out. It's at the Standard in Miami Beach, outside of the pool, one of the most beautiful venues in all of South Florida. Open bar. Tickets are available at the Winter Party Festival website. So let's get started, and we are the reporters for Queer News Tonight. And this evening, we begin with the queer headlines. The LGBTQ+ community in South Florida and across America is diverse. Our community across the world is vast. And here are the bullet points for the queer news for today, February 20th, 2024. Let's queer up entertainment. Wicked, wicked, wicked. The newest look at what's coming. Great news for film enthusiasts and queer people. Universal Pictures premiered the trailer for Wicked during this year's Super Bowl, and now they have updated it. The movie, based on Gregory Maguire's book, features classic Wizard of Oz characters Glinda and Elphaba as college friends. Glinda is popular and wealthy, while Elphaba, known for her green skin and magical powers, faces ostracism. Despite their differences, the two develop a close bond. The film stars Cynthia Erivo as Elphaba and Ariana Grande as Glinda, adding to the excitement with their talent. Alongside the evident queer themes in Wicked, the movie boasts a cast filled with LGBTQ+ talent. The openly queer actress Cynthia Erivo takes on the role of Elphaba, a character admired by many young fans who feel different from societal norms. Last year, Queer News anchor Al Ferguson interviewed Idina Menzel, the original Broadway Elphaba. She suggested the Green Witch was an LGBTQ+ character. Jonathan Bailey from Fellow Travelers portrays the charming Fiyero, while Bowen Yang from Saturday Night Live embodies Fani, a new addition to Glinda's circle of friends. Get ready to join the enthusiastic LGBTQ+ community in theaters when Wicked premieres on November 27th, 2024, a month ahead of its original release date. The film will be divided into two parts, with the second installment hitting screens on November 26, 2025. This split release aims to provide more spotlight on Nessa Rose, a character often overlooked in the musical.
The best way to bring folks together
something has changed within me.
Is to give them a real good enemy.
You're green. I am.
Something is not the same.
Something just takes over me. And when it does, bad things happen. Once you learn to harness your emotions, the sky's the limit.
Bring her to me.
Don't be afraid. I'm not afraid. It's the wizard who should be afraid of me.
Well, my excitement is definitely to see Ariana Grande on the big screen. I think this is going to be a fabulous movie. This two-part is really interesting. I'm interesting to see how that plays out in the movie theater, if they'll turn out tickets for it. But I think this is a movie that our community loves and is loved across the world, this story.
Yeah, listen, Nessa Rose even in the original book has a much more played out love story with Bach, one of the Munchkin men. And in the Broadway musical, it's kind of shoved underneath the table a little bit too, so it's nice to see it. For me, Cynthia Erivo is such a strong player in this field. She's been in the musical theater world forever. She also supports the right people all the time, whether it's in movies, Broadway, or just life. So for me, that's an overall win. I went to school for musical theater, but the little gay boy in me is extremely excited for this. Yeah, I'm ready for it. Yeah, I'm ready for the Wicked movie musical.
I ain't never seen the musical.
Have you read the book?
No, I'm not gonna lose my gay card.
I don't think you're going to lose your gay card, but I would tell people to read the book too, because the book was incredible. A little bit lengthy for some people who don't love to read, but
Personally, I have some concerns.
Okay.
Imagine that. Grumpy old man has some concerns. So including the fact that this looks like this could be the Cats of 2024. So I want to be proven wrong, but we're a little worried about John M. Chu, who directed it. I think he might be the wrong director for this. And in the same way that Sidney Lumet was the wrong choice for 1978's The Wiz, which was a huge bomb and disaster.
That's a cult classic, though.
Yeah.
Wiz.
Yeah, well, it's good to laugh at. It's fun to laugh at.
No.
You talking about the Wiz?
The Wiz is that movie.
Diana Ross.
Oh my God.
Now, Diana was too old to be playing.
Wait, there were lots of problems.
But
anyway,
it's a classic.
So Wicked is beloved by our community, and I just don't want it to be flawed. That's all.
Yeah, it's tough for me to sit here and kind of agree that the Cats trailer and the Wicked trailer were similar. I didn't see that, but I did see the Cats movie, and I thought Jennifer Hudson was incredible. So that was my takeaway. To be fair, from that movie, I will never see it again. Kind of like Saltburn. Yeah, similar to that. But let us know at home if you will be checking out the Wicked movie in theaters, or if you're going to wait for it to stream. Maybe it'll be on Peacock.
I get it on bootleg.
Next, let's queer up South Florida and Florida. National LGBTQ plus Task Force Winter Party is here, and it is time to get excited. Miami Beach is gearing up for the grand return of the Winter Party Festival, hosted by the National LGBTQ plus Task Force from February 28th to March 5th, 2024. This year marks the festival's 31st annual celebration, promising 6 days of unforgettable events and entertainment. Equal Pride has joined forces with the task force to ensure the success of this iconic event. Since 2005, the National LGBTQ plus Task Force has contributed over $3.6 million to support more than 100 community organizations here in South Florida. Additionally, the Winter Party Festival generates nearly $4.2 million in revenue for Miami, sustaining over 800 vital jobs in the area. Featuring 14 vibrant events spread across 9 venues in Miami and Miami Beach, this festival brings to you a lineup of 17 international DJs, including renowned names like Kalagna, Deanne, Saji, and Kariv. Generous sponsors like Bacardi, the Miami Beach Visitor and Convention Authority, and Miami-Dade County have made this year's festival possible, alongside media sponsors, Home, Hotspots Magazine, and Happening Out Television Network. The Royal Palm South Beach is the official host hotel, where you can enjoy a luxurious experience in the heart of South Beach. Get ready to be part of the best party of the year, which starts with the welcome reception at Royal Palm South Beach on February 28th. Enjoy poolside beats at the Elevate Pool Party and be present to honor Jeff and Todd Delmay at the VIP cocktail reception. Talk about icons, guys. Dance the night away at Heat and Fire and Ice, followed by beachside fun at the beach party, and finally end the festival with Afterglow and the action finale with Tom Steffen, Alex Acosta, and Jarak. Further details are available now on winterparty.com. Woof! So that is quite the mouthful of lineups. We touched upon the iconic Delmays a little bit earlier, but the fact that those numbers in this article that I just spit out for sustaining jobs and giving back and all the hardcore heavy hitter sponsors that come out for this party, I'll be there, I know that, supporting from the lines and going live on every social media. So what are we thinking? Are we going together as a round table? Yes, Adrianna?
That sounds fun.
Right? I was going to say.
As long as Jeff has a ticket.
Does Jeff have a ticket?
I mean, oh my God.
Yeah, I'm going as press, honey. I'll be wearing my press lanyard loud and proud, honey. Yes,
well,
yes.
You know, I think one of the things in the story that I like to highlight, and again, I'm speaking as part of the family, of the task force family, as the chair of the National LGBTQ Task Force Gala, which is our sister event. This is a huge fundraiser for our community. And for those of you who don't know, the task force is a national event, as a national organization. Many years ago, took over a Winter Party Festival here in South Florida when that organization that ran that was folding, and has not just taken over that event, but has expanded it to this level of, this is an international event. People fly in from all over the world to go to this with DJs, and it's a week of events. So it is a huge fundraiser. So it is a party with a purpose.
Right.
And another fun fact is that if you go to Winter Party and want to volunteer, if you do volunteer for 2 shifts, you do get a free ticket to the beach party. One of the benefits.
Yeah.
So you can give back to the community and also get to have some fun. So check it out. It's a really amazing event for our community and very important to the
that's why the
local
gays
community.
can take over the world. That little right there.
Yeah, I know the little. That's how I became involved in the task force to begin with. I had a friend that said, "Come and volunteer, and you get to go to this beach party." And I said, "Okay." And here I am. Many years later, they haven't let me go.
Well, and I love the way that Winter Party is still going strong after 31 years.
Yes.
That really speaks to the good work of the organization and the devotion they inspire in the attendees. So good.
Completely agreed.
Now, what's the music gonna be like? Cause it's gonna be the
It's actually a wide variety. If you look, you can go. I'm sure on our website we're showing it, but if you go to the website, which is winterparty.com, it'll show each DJ, and that actually shows their theme. So one will be covering throwback, one is an after hours heavy EDM, another one will be a hip hop part. So they're all you're covering every genre.
I don't really don't want to get Jay-Z with the
No, yeah, it's more, think of like a music festival where there's slated time.
Yes.
So they're at different times, it's different genres. It's going to be quite exciting. Yeah.
So they will be fun.
Yeah.
Yes.
Great. So next, let's queer up trans rights. Wyoming bill could legally take trans kids from parents. Fear is spreading in Wyoming, where a new bill, House Bill 156, is causing an uproar within the LGBTQ plus community. This bill proposes that gender-affirming care is not in the best interest of transgendered youth, potentially affecting custody battles, guardianships, and child protective services. With 13 sponsors, including the House Majority Leader, Chip Neiman, the bill poses a significant threat and seems to be influenced by recent social media controversies among the far right regarding transgender teens. If passed, the bill would create a presumption against gender transition or reassignment procedures, including puberty blockers, hormone therapy, and surgery. The implications of the bill are alarming. It could lead to non-affirming parents using the law to gain custody over transgendered youth, and it could weaponize child protective services against them. While some consider gender-affirming care to be child abuse, most states, except for Florida and Texas, have avoided such extreme measures. The genesis of the bill may be linked to a recent case in Montana where a transgender youth was removed from his home and placed in a Wyoming facility. The bill has sparked a heated debate over the rights and well-being of transgender youth, highlighting the need for informed and compassionate legislation. I just think that this is completely and utterly ridiculous with all of the information and the tests that have been done out there, that, hormone therapy is in the best interest of the child if the child is transgender. There are so many transgendered kids that are committing suicide when they're not able to transition. I work for a transgendered organization, and I am the first face of their crisis fund and anything that when they need resources. And there are so many trans youth and patients that have been reaching out to us scared over these bills like this that are wanting to leave our state.
I'm not trans and I'm scared just because of that bill, because of what comes after that bill, right? It just gets darker from there. It just keeps going down. So thank God for people like you who do give resources and who do pick up the phone and who provide a platform for, trans youth who don't have access to anything that's going to keep them healthy and happy and right.
I mean, the sad and scary thing about this is how unsurprising the story is.
Right.
I mean, it's coming from the land of Dick Cheney. So, I mean, there's nothing surprising about that. But Wyoming may be considered part of big sky country. Now we also know the people are small-minded.
Is there because I'm not going to pretend like I'm well versed on transgender laws and transgender youth, but is there a certain age limit where it will be where they don't really need parental consent? Almost it's like if someone was getting HIV testing at the age of 13 without parental consent, is there ever an age where they can make that decision?
Well, if it's healthcare, then they have to be, and they're under their parents, they're a minor, then your parents have to approve all of your healthcare in many cases.
They have to co-sign on almost everything.
Yeah, especially receiving prescription meds, which is where hormone blockers come into play. I think it's important to remind all of our viewers and all of our community specifically, and to say this to the Wyoming lawmakers, limiting what parents can do with their own children is not freedom. And we are, as LGBTQ people, I think we all stand for freedom of being who we are and being able to identify as who we are and being able to take care of our families in the way that we think is best. And these lawmakers are creating laws across the board, whether it's around transgender youth, whether it's around, having your gender affirmed on your driver's license here in the state of Florida. Let's not forget, people, that we're trying to take that away from our transgender community, that we are limiting freedom with these type of laws. And I think we all need to make sure we vote for people that are protecting our freedoms.
Agreed.
They need to find something else to do.
We need to get a hobby.
They need to find something else to do.
Please.
Christopher.
Oh, that's me. Let me find something to do. Next, let's queer up gay culture. Here's what queerbaiting is and what it isn't. Queerbaiting is a term gaining traction online. It's often misunderstood and misused, causing unintended harm to individuals, particularly actors, rather than holding responsible networks accountable. Queerbaiting refers to a media strategy where creators hint at same-sex relationships to appeal to LGBTQ plus viewers without fully representing them. This practice aims to maintain conservative audiences while attracting queer fans, ultimately boosting the popularity of a movie or TV show without delivering genuine representation. The Pitch Perfect franchise is a prominent example, teasing a romantic relationship between characters Becca and Chloe, but failing to follow through, leaving many queer fans disappointed. Before Pitch Perfect 3 hit theaters, Universal Studios teased a potential romance between Becca and Chloe, sparking excitement among young queer fans. They even posted a Twitter compilation titled, Will Chloe Ever Happen? However, despite the anticipation, the film failed to deliver on this promise, leaving many disappointed. But let us not confuse queerbaiting with another practice called queer coding, where creators subtly imply queerness because they can't openly portray it. For years, depicting homosexual content in media was illegal, leading to the use of subtext and coding to tell queer stories. The Hays Code, enforced from 1934 to 1968, restricted positive queer depictions but allowed queer-coded antagonists, which ultimately led to the creation of many Disney villains. What do y'all think about that?
I think that this is a complete reach, if I'm being totally honest. I don't think the Pitch Perfect film franchise is really one of those that is showing or giving us that much of a queer baiting storyline. I see much more queer baiting like all over social media, all over TikTok. Content creators who are getting paid to queer bait, and who then, like, if you go down their page 3 months prior, they're calling you, derogatory slurs and racist comment. It's disgusting. So that's where I would focus my attention on queerbaiting. I'm like, Pitch Perfect. I didn't even see the third one. I mean,
I didn't know they had one.
Yeah,
Well,
I'm like, didn't she had the love? She had the love story with the man in the beginning, right? The guy from Modern Family.
Right.
Yeah. I don't know.
I mean, I think that we've come so far in terms of film and television and representation that it just seems like an odd thing.
Yeah.
And when the places the word is showing up are not being called out.
Really?
That's the thing. Call that stuff out on social media.
I mean, I definitely see a lot of shows making sure that like queer representation is present, and I don't think they always do a good job at like fleshing out those storylines. Like, hey, let's add a gay character here for like shits and giggles. You know what I'm saying? But it's not really like giving us any like real like story.
We're not a check mark like on our show. Like, oh, gay, got it. It's
check diversity.
Right.
But I agree too. I think it's more prevalent in media. You'll see a storylines that will say. I mean, it just happened to Taylor Swift. I mean, they were trying to paint her as being a member of the LGBTQ community, and it was I'm sure getting tons of clicks because everyone wanted to see. And it may and sometimes there'll be a storyline about a straight actor and saying, oh, there rumors about them being or in a movie with somebody who's gay and trying to put them together for weird reasons.
There's clickbait articles like that, all that are like 5 famous actors you didn't know were gay, and then you see like a photo of like The Rock, and then you click it, and then it's like Kristen Stewart. Yeah, we know she came out 19 times. I get it. So. That's where I'm like, come on, let me get that off my computer. Get it out of here. But again, OnlyFans, is, we just said it, we were just laughing about it, but it's true. There's quite possibly the most queer baiting and clickbait on
We love it. We
OnlyFans.
love to see a little
Because
straight
you
boy.
click it and they'll give you a little default picture of something. It might not even be them, and then you're in, and then you pay the $4.99, whatever it is, and then you see what you pay for, and you're like, get me out of here.
Please.
And then you're locked in for a month. So I'm
False
like, get me off.
advertising.
Yeah.
Boo.
Boo.
Next, we're going to queer up sports.
Ooh.
The history and legacy of South Florida Gay Softball League celebrating 30th anniversary. In 1994, some people in South Florida wanted to start a softball league for those who liked playing the game. They formed the South Florida Softball League with George Kessinger, Jim Stork, and Bob Hagan leading the way. It started small with mostly bartenders and servers, but soon grew to 16 teams. In 1999, the league added a women's division and changed the name to the South Florida Amateur Athletic Association, which is SFAAA. It grew into one of America's largest LGBTQ+ sports leagues. This year marks the 30th anniversary of gay softball in Fort Lauderdale, where anyone from the LGBTQ+ community and their friends can join in. Since 1995, the league has organized the Hurricane Showdown tournament during Thanksgiving weekend, with around 70 teams and over 1,000 players from all over the country participating. It has 2 playing seasons, fall and spring, with the season being the spring season being the time when teams can qualify for the Gay Softball World Series. This year, 32 teams and over 500 players from South Florida Amateur Athletic Association are competing to represent their division at the series in Las Vegas. To celebrate its 30th anniversary, SFAAA has planned many events throughout the year. It will start with an opening weekend at Mills Pond Park featuring exhibition games with Hall of Fame members, past and present board members, and other longtime players. The festivities will begin at noon on Sunday, February 25th, with games running from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. The community is invited to join in celebrating LGBTQ+ softball in South Florida and the league's milestone anniversary. Yay, sports ball. Now, is this the one with the tight uniforms, the kicking, and the pucks? Is that the...
No, you're a little off there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, happy anniversary anyway.
I mean, I think it's important that we get to show our community, though, is diverse, as we claim here at Queer News Tonight. And we're not all about, we're not all about Broadway and musicals. Right. We're about sports, and we're about education, and we're about in different facets of our community.
Just like gay sports, though. Like,
well,
like
Queerbaiting. About the many people that probably participate in sports leagues, especially whether it's softball. There's a volleyball league that's very big here in South Florida.
There's dodgeball.
There's dodgeball. Those are probably a lot of people that were ostracized when they went to school or college and didn't feel that they were comfortable, being in organized sports. Right. So I think these sports leagues are very important for representation and also to give our community an outlet to show who they are.
Yeah, I have a lot of friends who are part of those leagues, and they definitely be winning games, and I do like the little uniforms too.
Yeah,
they're really tight.
You got to pay to play. You got to pay to play.
I just have one question: do they have cheerleaders?
If not, they need them.
I know. Rob, this boom bar.
Cheer Fort Lauderdale.
Oh.
Yeah, no, I would be down with the dodgeball league. Get a little.
I like that.
Get some anger out, throw it, but. Yeah.
The bruise or something.
I love the sense of community. I just unfortunately, I laughed a little bit during the story because I could smell every photo. They all just had a game and then they were like, let's take a picture, guys. And I was just like, oh.
Sweaty ball?
Oh, this is a family program.
Is it though? I was just like, I love them all in the photos, but they need a shower. Yeah.
Okay. Next, we are proud of our special partnership with Sunshine Cathedral, the world's largest queer church here in Fort Lauderdale. Supporting that partnership, we are broadcasting from our permanent set here at Sunshine Cathedral at the Happy Out Television Studios. We broadcast Sunshine Cathedral's Sunday International Service at 10:30 a.m.
we finish tonight's Queer News headlines with a segment we call LGBTQ+ 1 Minute News.
LGBTQ+ 1 Minute News. Let's queer up South Florida and Florida. Stonewall Museum Gala Raising the Bars presentation with 2,500 historic bars of the past. The 2024 Stonewall National Museum Gala is set for February 24th at the venue in Wilton Manors, see you there, promising a night of celebration and support for the LGBTQ+ community. This year's theme, quote, standing on the shoulders of heroes, end quote, highlights honorees like marathon swimmer Diana Nyad and LGBTQ+ advocate Stacey Ritter. Special guest Xander Moritz adds to the excitement. There is also a special unveiling of 2,500 plus gay bar logos curated by Gay Barchives founder Art Smith under the Raising the Bars program. This program, launched by joint efforts of the Stonewall National Museum Archives and Library and Gay Barchives, spotlights LGBTQ+ bars history, culture, and representation. There is a plan to expand it to 5,000 logos by LGBTQ+ History Month in October. Raising the Bars also includes a gay trivia book, video interviews, exhibits, and events to honor lost bars and celebrate those still serving the community. Hotspots Happening Out serves as presenting LGBTQ+ media sponsor. Learn more and get tickets at stonewall-museum.org.
LGBTQ+ 1 Minute News. Let's queer up trans rights. Unique trans history as AOC pays tribute to trailblazing icon Cecilia Gentili on House floor. Immigrant transgender activist Cecilia Gentili, known for her advocacy and support for LGBTQ+ communities, died last week at 52. Tributes poured in from colleagues, politicians, and activists, including a heartfelt homage from Representative Alexandra Ocasio-Cortez on the House floor. Gentili's legacy, highlighted by her journey from undocumented immigrant to respected advocate, resonated with many despite facing hardships, including addiction and arrest. Gentili's determination led her to become a beacon of hope, especially for transgendered youth. Her transformative work at the LGBT Center's NYC Anti-Violence Project serves as a testament to her resilience and dedication to equality. Queer News Tonight pays tribute to Cecilia Gentili, celebrating her impactful advocacy and unwavering support for the LGBTQ community.
I rise today to reflect on the life and legacy of beloved Queens community leader Cecilia Gentili. Cecilia was a beacon of hope for so many communities in my district. She was only 26 when she fled Argentina to seek asylum in the United States. She arrived in New York City in 2003 and lived her truth as a trans woman. She was finally granted asylum in 2012 as well, and she devoted much of her life to uplifting our trans and undocumented community in Queens. Most recently, Cecilia shined in her artistic pursuits as an author, playwright, and actress. Cecilia was a leader in the fight for HIV/AIDS healthcare and founded a free healthcare clinic in New York City. At the state level, she championed the Gender Expression Non-Discrimination Act, GENDA, which was signed into law into 2019. And today, Cecilia would have also wanted to continue to uplift her advocacy against the dangers of proposals like COSA, and would allow states to cut off access to life-saving online resources for online trans youth, like healthcare information. Our community will continue to remember Cecilia as an unwavering leader in the fight for equality. Thank you, Mr. Speaker, and I yield back.
LGBTQ+ 1 Minute News. Let's queer up entertainment. Kesha's The Only Love Tour features 100 drag artists in LGBTQ+ support and activism. Kesha, the Raising Hell singer, is amplifying her support for the drag community following her Only Love Tour. During the tour, she welcomed local drag performers on stage for her hit song, We Are Who We Are. Now, Kesha has gone further, compiling a drag directory listing 100 performers and their Instagram handles, along with their hometowns. This gesture isn't new for Kesha, who has previously shown love to drag queens by guest judging on RuPaul's Drag Race and participating in Hulu's Drag Extravaganza. Fans and drag performers alike have lauded Kesha's support, celebrating her dedication to inclusivity and LGBTQ+ visibility. Some of the drag artists featured on Kesha's The Only Love tour include Candace Persuasion, Chanel the Angel, Erotica Divine, and Melinda Monroe Sexton.
LGBTQ+ 1 Minute News. Let's queer up the worldview. Russian My Little Pony convention had a police raid over LGBTQ+ propaganda. Apparently, My Little Pony strikes fear in Putin. In Moscow, police responded to a complaint alleging LGBTQ+ propaganda at My Little Pony fan event. Despite no evidence found, organizers closed the Mi Amor convention early on Saturday. The police checks didn't substantiate the claims, but organizers decided to end the event sooner amid reports of more officers arriving. The convention catering to adult fans of the animated series planned the music performances and merchandise stalls. While My Little Pony focuses on friendship and is aimed at children, it has sparked concerns in Russia due to its perceived potential to violate anti-LGBTQ+ laws. Despite closure, organizers and volunteers could leave the event without any arrest.
LGBTQ+ 1 Minute News. Let's queer up the worldview. Ghana may pass hate bill to punish allies for even advocating for LGBTQ+ rights. Ghana's parliament is revisiting the contentious Promotion of Proper Human Sexual Rights and Family Values Bill 2021. This move aims to address 14 clauses proposing community service instead of incarceration for those advocating LGBTQ+ rights in Ghana. By initiating a second consideration stage, Parliament bypasses the third reading, postponing the bill's scheduled passage. Second Deputy Speaker Andrew Asiama stated that further amendments may be made before final passage. If passed, the bill would increase penalties for homosexuality and criminalize identifying as LGBTQ+ or supporting LGBTQ+ rights. MP Otto Forsen is confident President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo would approve the legislation. And that is today's news for the LGBTQ+ community on the world's first and only daily LGBTQ+ evening news show.
If our community is important to you, share this news with your friends and family. Are you, like most of America, part of our very large television audience watching this live LGBTQ+ news broadcast right now on Roku, Apple TV, Android TV, and Amazon Fire TV?
Queer News Tonight is the only live LGBTQ+ digital television show in the world that is out of the closet and into the headlines. We need your support if our community is to grow. We must tell our stories and bring them to the attention of the broader world.
This is the only place in the world that tells these types of LGBTQ+ stories in motion and sound. That is the passion of Hotspots Magazine, happening on the television network and Queer News Tonight.
I'm your anchor, Jeff Oliverio, and on behalf of these LGBTQ+ reporters, the anchors of Queer News Tonight, including Adrianna Tender, Eric Restivo, Christopher Barnhill, and Gregg Shapiro. We will see you daily at 8 p.m. And to our LGBTQ+ world, we wish you good night.
Night.